This is really a great day here in the city of Lancaster. We're celebrating the city's efforts, but the city's efforts at partnership with all of our partners. We were named the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 2014 Commercial Real Estate Awards as the best redevelopment project in the county. So give us a hand, please. Give our community a hand. And when you hear the reasons, and the Vice Mayor, he'll tell you a little bit more about it, but it recognizes the joint efforts of the City of Lancaster, Developer Insight Development, represented by Steve Eglish here, our architects, Mula Polizoides, who are not with us here, but they will be soon, and then our contractor, Haynes and Associates. With us today also, we have our chamber represented with Sandy Smith, Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. You can clap for Sandy, please. And we have Tim, Erica, and Merle representing the Boulevard Association, which has been an integral part. I read a quote today, which I didn't 100% agree with. It said that failure has 1,000 explanations, but success doesn't need one. I agree with the first part. I don't necessarily agree with the second part. I think you need to celebrate successes, and you need to see if they're replicatable, and you need to build upon those. And that's what the city of Lancaster has done. And it's done it under the leadership of a really good city council, and that doesn't get mentioned enough. We have a council that leads, that's not afraid to take chances, and that has vision. And the vision for the Boulevard started with Vice Mayor, we used to be Vice Mayor, Councilman Ron Smith, and a trip he took to the Planning Commission Institute in Monterey. And from there was a lot of folks that had involved, but it started with the vision. So I'd like to introduce the man that had that vision, Councilman Ron Smith.
Well, let's go back to about 2004, and we went to Monterey on the Planning Institute when I was the chairman of the Planning Commission. And I went to this seminar called Walkable America by Dan Burden. I was just interviewed by a magazine in New York because they're doing an article on Dan, and he was talking about Lancaster as being one of the top downtowns that he's been to before. And I got a chance to meet Dan again when we had created this, because we brought him up as a consultant to do our bike trails and our walkable. And I said, hey, Dan, you don't remember me, but I was at the Planning Institute. I heard your seminar, and this is what we did afterwards. And so he was very, very excited. The idea is that this whole area was a business district. It was 4 lanes of nothing. And the Boulevard Association at the time, they put up a couple little signs or a couple trees and everything. But it was still, anybody who remembers, you go to a show at Alpac and get done, and there was a little restaurant. It was Mexican at one time, it was Italian, and then it was a Salvadorian. And it was right across the street from Alpac, and you come out of Alpac and you go, I'm not crossing the street. And then you go back to your car and leave and drive someplace that was safe, and because you didn't even want to walk across the street. It's just dangerous. People would drive 60 miles an hour down here. There's 4 lanes. So the whole idea up in the Planning Institute, I got this epiphany and said, you know what? Let's do this to Lancaster Boulevard. We already have Alpac. We have a few little sites. Let's create a destination by slowing down the traffic, creating 2 lanes, diagonal parking, landscaping, so people get out of their cars to enjoy it. So there was a grumpy old man club that used to hang out at Katzenjammer's. I think they still do. And I brought it up to them, and they were like former mayors and former council members and all this, and they said, Ron, that's a stupid idea. Nobody's going to come down here. It's a business district. All I did was I came up with this idea and this vision. It's even better than I even dreamt of, but I consider myself as the one who lit the fuse or beat the drum on people, or beat people, to try to keep it going and keep the momentum. But you cannot accomplish what we did without a private-public partnership. And somebody may be as crazy as me, but I'm not supposed to mention his name today. And you got to be just much of a nut and a visionary to say, no, it's going to happen. So it was this partnership with Insight Development, and then slowly the local businesses. So it was like a snowball, and it just kept on going and going and got bigger and bigger until it's an avalanche. Now there's people who say this is the best thing in the valley. This is the best destination. There's 40,000 people that come down here for events. So one of the awards that we've won on this, and we've won many, many awards on the Boulevard, and this was about $10.6 million of investment. And we think it's about $280 million of economic output, 50 new businesses, close to 2,000 jobs, and that was during the downturn, during the recession that we created this. And we kept on going, and luckily we had a council that had that same vision, and the developers and the citizens and everybody got excited. But let me read some of the awards. The Boulevard here has won the 2011 American Planning Association Award, Excellent Merit, 2011 American Public Works Association, High Desert Branch, 2012 California Downtown Association for Physical Improvement, the 2012 California Redevelopment Association Award of Excellence for Revitalization, the 2012 Environmental Protection Agency National Award for Smart Growth, 2013 International Downtown Association Principal Award. And that's because of the collaboration. But the one award that we just won, and we were down there at the Sheraton, and this was the San Fernando Business Journal's Commercial Development. And what they did that night, it was really exciting, and Steve was there, and Corey was there, and somebody else was there. I'm not supposed to say his name. And we were all down there, and they were giving out a first gold award, and then they were giving a silver award. And it was for commercial banking, and these guys, some of these real estate agents make a lot of money. Oh my God, the one award for the most commercial sales was only like 780 million for that year. So I mean, there was some big people, all the big people in development and commercial development were all there in LA County, and they're from all over the state. So they came to the best redevelopment project, and they said, this project is so amazing, nothing's close, so we're not giving a second place. We're just giving a first, and that was for the Boulevard. And that's what we're here to celebrate and announce today. But like I said, we couldn't have done it without a good public-private partnership. And now I think the excitement's there. I mean, with the Boulevard Association, the Chamber of Commerce, people that come down here, it thrives all the time. So it's very, very neat to be part of this. And with Steve English and the rest of them, and the guy in the back that I won't mention his name.
Also, we have a couple of our commissioners in the audience. Ed Galindo, one of our commissioners, Tapestry Commission. And I never get this name right, but I'm going to try. Ms. Velasquez from our Criminal Justice Commission. Welcome. As Ron said, one of the things that I've learned in city government, it took me a long time to learn, is you can't do anything without partnerships. I think everyone starts when they get into it thinking government can do this. Government can't do much without partners. It can regulate. That's about it. It can regulate effectively. But we were blessed with wonderful partners in Steve and Scott, Corey, and their team, and it is really an honor to introduce, representing them, Steve English.
This has been an amazing journey for us. First of all, I'd like to say, how great is it that we're having this event here at MOA, which is truly the cultural hub of the Antelope Valley. And I want to thank the city for really having the presence of mind, for really understanding and recognizing that it's all, how important the arts are. Great cities have a great arts program. This is a great city, and this is a great museum. Our goal in being involved with the downtown, the Boulevard transformation, was to integrate the commerce of dining and shopping and entertainment and recreation and the personal services, and combining that with aesthetics. The aesthetics of art, the aesthetics of design, the beautiful streetscape that we have here, this award-winning building, the architecture, which also next door at the Lofts won an architecture award, but integrating all that together to give the citizens of the Antelope Valley a great experience. And that starts off by, what do you need? Well, you need transformation. And that's what we did. There was a lot of transformation. We got some incredible new buildings. Our most recent is the Woolworth building, right down the block here. Of course, I just mentioned the artist lofts, our museum, a kiosk across the street, the Boulevard Cinemas, where we have Forge, and so we have the brand new and all the facelifts we've done up and down the Boulevard, all the restorations with Bex, the incredible job they did at Kinetics and Portofino. And how about American Heroes Park, the ingenuity where we took what was once a community problem and turned it into a community asset. So I'm just really proud of what we were able to do there, but it's more than transformation of real estate, it's transformation through the people, the business owners. And that's the fun part about it, is to see the new business owners coming on the boulevard. And also seeing the pioneers that we have here. We have some urban pioneers here right now, like Erica Alawi from All About Fitness, or is Maria Elena here? She's supposed to be here. I told her to be here. She's probably busy getting ready for the tea that's coming up on May 10th, right? She's working on that. But Maria Elena from next door here, from Lemon Leaf, somebody like Shirley Griffiths, from Panache. But I'm so proud and so to have worked with these people that are so industrious and committed and hardworking, and what they have done and what they've added to the boulevard. And now what's next? What's next is to, Mark mentioned something, I like to talk PR. What's good PR? PR is doing good things and talking about it. And that's what we're going to do. And I recommend to all the citizens of not only Lancaster, but the entire Antelope Valley, is to come down, experience what we've done on here, experience and enjoy what we have. I talk about dining, we got great dining, you name it. I don't want to list all the restaurants here, but they're all here. Great shopping. And so I suggest to everybody is take advantage of what you have here, because this is what it's about. It's a downtown for the community, and I hope to see you soon. See you on the boulevard. Thank you.
One thing that Steve mentioned, and we talked about the theme of success, doesn't need an explanation, but it does need celebration, and it builds upon each other. And I love the avalanche example. The businesses down here are the core of this. Well, we all said this is for the businesses, this is for the community, this is for engagement of the community. And they are urban pioneers, and they're the ones every day that are down here. They're the ones that understand the boulevard better than anyone else. They understand their customers, and they understand what people are saying about it. I am really proud. One of the proudest moments in the last few years for me personally is when the Boulevard Association got together and said, we are going to put a fund together, it's called the P-Bid, so that we can put our money together to promote the boulevard, to promote our businesses, to band together. They are going to be a powerhouse. They have been, and they will be even more, because they have the money, the energy, the vision, and the smarts to take our boulevard to the next level. Their meetings are lively, they're engaging, they argue sometimes, but at the same time, they're passionate people to make this better for the entire community. Today, they're going to be represented by the president, Tim Andrews. Tim?
Thanks, Mark. I have to first off thank Mark and the entire city team that we work with on a regular basis, the entire crew in Parks, and Shannon Dow, who's also on the board with us. Some of the things that we're pushing forward and that we're trying to do with this already amazing project is with the help of them and some of the stuff that they give us, some of the tools they give us to work with. I'd also like to thank the City Council, obviously, the Lancaster City Council, and Ron Smith here, who I met like 4 years ago when Bex was being built. And you talk about a passion for something. I mean, he had it. He had passion in even down to what the restaurant looked like a lot of times. I mean, he had passion in everything. And, you know, obviously without the shared vision of the City Council and Ron and Insight Development and Steve Scott and those guys, you know, the downtown wouldn't be the beautiful, thriving, growing area that it is. You know, I've had the luxury of going around to a few other downtowns around LA, and we get the same feedback everywhere we go. They come and see this place, and they're in awe. I mean, this is a clean, fun, beautiful. I mean, Steve mentioned all the great businesses and the museum here and everything that we've got going on. You know, without these folks here that we've been talking to and talking about, none of these businesses would be thriving like they are today. So, you know, on behalf of the Boulevard Association and Erica and Merle and everybody else, you know, we're truly honored to be part of this and taking, like Mark said, taking what has already been started and growing from there. So I appreciate it, and thank you guys very much.
I think all of you, we're preaching in the choir here, everybody who showed up, but everybody knows the kind of events that we have here, whether it's the farmer's market, and then we have Celebrate America, the Boulevard, the Christmas celebration, whether it's, we have aerial pictures of this intersection here, right? And there's like 40,000 people there. It looks like Disneyland during the fireworks. Who would ever, nobody ever imagined that many people would feel so safe and come down here to the downtown. So it's just been a thrilling ride, and it's not over with.